Hey there, it's Sandra. Welcome or welcome back to Christmas at the Schwoven's Nest. Today I'm taking a shot at creating a simple but beautiful little wooden Christmas tree using Dollar Tree's tower blocks and a paint stir stick. This one is super easy, budget friendly, and has that rustic charm I absolutely love. Let's start by building the branches of the tree using the tower blocks. Each one of these little blocks is going to become part of the layered sections that make up the tree's shape. Instead of laying them flat, I'm going to glue them together standing vertically. That way we get some nice thickness and dimension. It makes the tree look sturdier and more like solid wood rather than just thin little pieces. The bottom layer is going to be a little wider. I believe I used 8 or 9 blocks of this, and then I gradually shortened each of the top layers so it would look more like how a real tree tapers naturally. If you wanted to make a larger tree, you could glue 2 stir sticks together and then create even wider branches. I think it would look so fun if you had a set of 2 or 3 trees in different sizes and shapes. At the very top of the tree, where I only have 1 tower block, the paint stir stick is too wide, so I'm using a pencil to mark out where I need to cut off the excess. I am using a rotary tool, and these are super handy when you're needing to cut or sand or even drill small little pieces of wood like this. I've got a little saw blade on here that I picked up off of Amazon, and I do have everything listed in my Amazon store if you're interested in taking a look. These are so fun to use. Yes, you need to be careful because that is a sharp rotating blade, but they're so easy to use, and once you start using it, you get the hang of it. So don't be afraid to try new tools in your craft supply. Once I have both of these edges cut the way I need them to be, I'll just use a sanding block and sand the edges smooth. The stir stick is going to act as the trunk of the tree. I'm going to start by laying it flat and then placing the glued block sections on top, spacing them out evenly. I'm just going to eyeball it, no need for it to be perfect. Now for the finishing touch on the top, I'm adding this cute little rusty star. I grabbed a bag of these on Amazon. You can use whatever you have on hand, a metal star, a wood cutout, even a little jingle bell. Here's my favorite part. I'm going to give this tree a warm, aged look using cinnamon. Take a small paintbrush, dip it in water, and then lightly moisten the tops of each wooden section. I'm going to dip my finger into some cinnamon and gently pat it over the damp spots. It'll darken the wood, adding the cinnamon into it and give it that rusty tone. Plus, it smells absolutely amazing. It's already like Christmas. To finish my tree off, I'm going to glue it onto a wood slice, but honestly, you can use any base that helps it stand up. A small block of wood or even part of an old candle holder would work too. Once it's attached, I'm going to add a little more water and cinnamon around the base to carry that same rustic weathered look all the way through. And that's it. A simple, cozy, rustic wooden Christmas tree made from Dollar Tree finds. It's such a fun, inexpensive project that adds so much character to holiday decor. If you give this one a try, let me know in the comments how yours turns out. These 2 wooden trees came from Dollarama, which is a store here in Ontario. Nothing exceeds $5 there, and I always find a bunch of stuff. I've had these two trees for a couple of years, and as you can see, one has already been painted. I like to reuse my decor and just add new colors and textures to them every year, so I don't spend any extra money on new decor and then need to find somewhere to store it all. I'm going to use the rotary tool again to shorten one of the trees and take the little nib off the other one so it can stand straight up when I want to glue it down. I've been having so much fun using BELLE products. This is their Seaspray, which is a medium that creates lots of texture and dimension when you add it to paint. The more you add, the more texture you get, but just ensure you don't add too much because it will make the paint super thick. You can brush it on, and I usually do that for the first coat, but I also like to stipple it to get even more texture. I'm going to keep the colors neutral for these trees so they fit in with my rusty vintage Christmas theme this year. I'm going to give both of these trees 2 coats of paint. So while they dry, I like to use these plastic gloves to cover the brush and the cup so the paint doesn't dry out. These gloves are great for keeping brushes damp in between coats, and you can even leave them for a couple of days without the brush drying out. To add a bit more color and interest to the trees, I'm using a rough brush and some white acrylic paint on the edges. Pulling the brush inwards makes it look like a bit of snow has landed on them. Looking through my stash of stuff, I found this cedar board to use as a base. Some hot glue is all I need to get these trees standing straight up. Let's take a look at how these trees turned out. I love the texture of the Seaspray, and I think the colors are beautiful. If you're interested in getting any BELLE products, I have links in my description box for Canada and the US. Whenever I see little trees like this, I always overlook what colors or patterns they are. I know I can change them very easily with paint, paper, or even sand them down to bare wood. I like the grooves in between the patterns and thought this would look sweet with some different shades of green. I'm starting off with this green paint, and then I'm going to add different blue, beige, and white paints to get an ombre look. Starting at the bottom with the green, then working my way to the top with each section a different color. This is just a dark blue acrylic paint, and I'm going to add a little bit of the green to it and then mix it up with my brush just so I get a slightly different shade than the original green. This turned out really nice. It almost looks like a blue spruce color. Next, I chose this light shade of blue and again added just a little bit of the dark green and blended it in to create a new color. This next color is just a beige or a tan color, very light, and again adding a little bit of green to create a new color. Lastly, I'm using some white with just a few little touches of green, and that will create the color for the very top. To make these trees fit in with my rusty theme this year, I'm using a little bit of cinnamon brown acrylic paint and going over the silver sparkles to make them look more bronze. I didn't use a lot of paint and I went over it very lightly to make sure that some of the sparkles were still going to show through. Once the trees were dry, I cut off the little stem that was the trunk and glued them onto these little pieces of wood. These you can get at any dollar store at this time of year. I think these trees turned out super cute. At one of my trips to the dollar store, I found some fun materials that I thought would make great cone Christmas trees. I'm using a piece of cardstock and I'm going to tape it together. I know the top is still quite wide, but I'm going to fix that later. The way I get the bottom flat so it will stand properly is just to slightly squish the cone and then trim off any of the edges that aren't straight. Eventually, I get to the point where the cone will stand up nice and straight. I'm starting off with this cotton nautical rope. This is something that I've had in my stash and I use it quite often, most of the time in the summer, but I thought this would be a really nice texture to start this Christmas tree. I'm going to use hot glue and simply start wrapping it around, going up on a slight angle, but leaving some gaps in between the rope so I can add a different material later. You can see here that the gaps I left are quite wide. So I started with a second piece of this rope and I'm going in between to leave just about 1/4 of an inch space in between. That's what I should have done in the beginning. I'm not sure why I did such wide gaps, but this is an easy fix for it. This is the fun material that I found at my local dollar store. It is white faux fur ribbon. They had a couple of different colors. I believe one was sort of a rosy beige color and the other one was gray. I liked the beige, but I thought it might be a little too pink for what I was going for, so I decided to stick with the white. And now all I'm going to do is simply start at the bottom, use some hot glue to tack that first ribbon in place. And now all I have to do is just wind the rest of this faux ribbon around the cone, filling in those gaps. I know I'm not filling in every gap as I move up the cone, but I'll have to start with the first row and then go back and start another row at the bottom because the rope that I put on is in different spirals. So now I'm just going to tack down the fur at the top and then cut off the piece and start again at the bottom until the cone is full. To finish off the top of the tree, using the scraps of cardstock, I just made 2 smaller little cones and fit them in right inside of your first cone. I hot glued it in place and then used my rope and twine to cover it up. I also made a second tree, which is a little bit taller, and I used the brown rope that you can get at most dollar stores. It's quite thick, and I really love the contrast between the white fur and the dark rope. For a final touch, I used one of my rusty stars again and put one on the top of each tree. I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I think they're really beautiful. I think I might be making a few more of these too, using some different colors of rope. For my last project, I'm using these 2 thick wooden trees that also came from Dollarama. I had used them last year for a beachy Christmas video, so now I'm repurposing them for a natural vintage rusty look this holiday season. I'm using 2 paints. This one is sort of a caramel color and the other is my favorite mushroom color. Once these are dry, I'm going to add a small box to the back of each tree, which will allow me to add greenery stems or a bottle brush tree for a festive look. I had tried to do an ombre look for each of the front of the trees. You can kind of tell by the left-hand top corner there that there's a little bit of different shading, and I didn't like that. So once I glued the boxes on, I decided to just give these boxes and trees one good coat of white chalk paint. That ombre look didn't turn out for me at all. I was not pleased with it. So again, it's just paint and I can just go right over it and start with a clean slate once again. I want to distress the trees with a darker color on top of the white, and I hadn't used the candle wax method for a long time. If you're not familiar with this method of distressing, all you do is rub the candle where you want the paint to come off, paint with the color desired, and then once it's dry, simply use a plastic scraper to scrape the paint off. Wherever the wax is, the paint will come off to show the color below it. You can apply the wax wherever you want. I've also done it where I've just put the wax on the edges and then it's just been a little bit of distressing along the outside of the project. But for these trees, I'm going all in and just distressing all of it. Now comes the fun part where we scrape off the paint to reveal the white color underneath and give a beautiful natural distressing. This candle method is really nice to use and I don't know why I haven't used it more often. I'm going to have to make myself a little note to remember all of the methods of distressing that I like to use so I don't forget about them. Let me know if you're going to try the candle method for distressing. Now let's take a look at how my box trees turned out. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your very busy day to spend it with me. Don't forget to hit all the buttons, subscribe, the notification bell, and the like button. That really helps me get noticed more on YouTube and helps my channel grow. See you in the next video.